I thought manifestation was not real. Vision boards, crystals, just believe it and it's going to happen. Then I learned it's actually neuroscience and AI makes it work.
We tested AI manifestation for 30 days. We tested specific goals. We tested real tracking. This is zero woo. And what happened, we couldn't ignore.
Can AI help you manifest? Sounds ridiculous? Well, we're going to prove that it's not.
Stay until the end. We're sharing the exact prompts and what we actually manifested using AI. First things first, we need to define what manifestation actually is, because around here at Future Unscripted, for us, it's not magic. It's not the secret. It's not just attracting, you're noticing. When we say manifestation, what we mean is that we're training our brains to see opportunities that align with our goals. We don't always use language around woo or vibrations or the universe or energy, although oftentimes those terms can be helpful, but they can also prevent people from manifesting. The process can feel intangible and there's no clear methodology. But really what we're talking about is that manifestation is goal priming and it's pattern recognition. So manifestation is a tool, it's not magic, and AI can help get us there systematically.
Absolutely. And when you say all of that, the goal priming, everything else, I have to bring it all the way to the how it's all connected to our brain and neuroscience. Now, let me ask you, Aubrey, have you heard of this thing called RAS? Probably. You're my girl.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. But let's look at it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so it's Reticular Activating System. Now, that's a super simple thing to understand. And I guarantee that once we go through this, you will be like, yeah, I knew about this, but you might not have known the actual term. So RAS for short, again, Reticular Activating System. And what it is that your brain is going to actually filter what you are noticing based on what you have primed your brain for. My favorite example is like trying to buy a car. Now, Aubrey, what is your favorite car? Like your dream car? Do you have one?
I want an Audi. That's on my
Okay.
manifest list.
Okay, let's take an Audi. Now, I know my favorite color car is black on black.
Yes.
Black on black on
Yes.
black on black on black on black. Black inside,
Yep.
black rims, black everything, thick wheels, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the whole. What is your favorite color for a car? Do you have one?
Oh, it's same. Black
Is
on
it?
black. I mean, look at our outfits every week.
Yo, I did not even know black for real was your color for real like that.
For
Okay.
real.
So, but to illustrate this RAS, if you put like this exact model of the Audi black and everything else, you cut out a picture, put that on your wall, and then you discuss with your loved one, whoever it is in your life, or who, family, friends, this is the exact car I want. What's going to happen is that your brain now understands that that model, that color is your car, the one you actually want. And it's going to start seeing that car everywhere. Like I told myself, I want like a G-Wagon or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
legit, if I saw it somewhere, and then I go on the street and I start seeing it everywhere. Have you had something similar happen to you in your life?
I've trained my brain to see tigers everywhere.
Tigers. Okay.
As a sign. I don't know. I did a TikTok about this, I think last year, where I asked the universe, I was picking a sign and I was going to see if it would follow me
Ooh.
around my life. And so far it has. And when I see a tiger or if I need a little bit extra courage, it shows up. So you can also do it with an animal too, or some sort of symbol.
That's so true. So that is exactly what reticular activating system is. And so when we bring this all back to manifesting, it is not like a abstract thing. Your brain actually does that. When you are focused on something you want, it's going to start pointing all these things to you every single time. It's a filter and it's a real thing. So what you focus on, which is your thoughts, also what you emotionally really want, plus what you repeatedly do. So sometimes they say, go to that dealership, sit in the exact car, stuff like that. It actually is all there. These are tools, little things you can do. And it's going to help that RAS kind of manifest what it is that you want.
I mean, athletes do this all the time. They visualize. This isn't
Yeah.
woo. This is a
Yeah.
tool.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things. You know, they've done research where they say if an athlete practices in their head winning the gold medal or something, they practice that run, they practice that, perfect, whatever. I'm not a basketball or anything. I'm not super sporty. Maybe you can tell. But they practice, they visualize. Or the guys who do the race, the F1, Formula One, they actually can sit and visualize the track, the racetrack, and visualize how well they do on the turns. Just that is the same, exact same as actually doing the race, as actually throwing that ball. Is powerful. And so you can manifest a win, manifest a perfect race, manifest exactly what it is you want. And athletes, they've done research. Look it up, guys. How visualization is like this mental rehearsal because your brain doesn't know the difference between the visualization in your brain and the real actual thing. Isn't that crazy?
There are so many examples of this. And I saw something the other day where it said, and this is getting a little bit more woo, but just keep an open mind. Go with me here.
Mm-hmm.
The universe agrees with whatever you say. So if you say, I am a success, the universe will say, okay. If you say I am a failure, the universe will say, okay. It's an as you wish relationship with the other side. What you say, the universe will agree. So you need to make sure what you say, what you visualize, what you focus on, like Lydie's saying, is positive and helping to move you forward instead of holding you back.
100%. That was my next thought because I was going to be like, all right, so we've talked about all the things we want. What about the things we do not want? Like you just said, if there's a negative thing that you know you don't want to attract in your life, a certain type of relationship, there's so many applications, right? You better get that out of your brain because really you need to have that clarity. So there's actually a formula, right? If you have clarity on what you want, and then you repeat that thing in your brain, you say it out loud, you talk about it, you try to visualize it, right? So that's the repetition part. Plus, take action when there's an opportunity to take action. That equals manifestation. As easy as that. And so, again, it's all tied with the science. Just that these are things I think that they do not teach in school. And that is so annoying. And so maybe you've seen, short form videos everywhere. People talk about manifestation and you're like, oh yeah, skip. Do not skip. These are neuroscience proven things, facts for real. So we don't want to have vague goals and, we want to focus really on what it is we want. And so we love AI around here, right?
Yes.
AI can help us. How can it help us? Aubrey, you get us started on that.
Well, how AI and manifestation tie in with each other. I mean, AI can help us paint a bigger picture for ourselves than we can alone. Oftentimes, we are our own worst enemy. We don't have our own backs. We limit ourselves. We keep ourselves in a cage that we don't need to. And it's all based on our thought and the words that we tell ourselves. So AI can help paint that clarity for us. It can help challenge us for a bigger vision. And then it can help us with that repetition of, we can't just say, I want to be successful once and then leave it at that and go about our day. The repetition of self-talk, how we structure our days, these reminders, we need to continue to refine those as we go along. And then AI can also help us create these action prompts that show us what's next. the reality is that we all have responsibilities. We have bills to pay. We have things that need to get taken care of. And so AI, we don't have time always to sit down and visualize, or we might not think we have time to think about the next steps, but AI can help paint a picture of this. We've got some examples of prompts of what this looks like. So one way that AI can help us specifically is, like I was saying earlier, paint that larger vision. So how Lydie and I think about this is using AI as a vision expander. In previous episodes, we've talked a lot about how AI can continue to help us recognize patterns, and that's still very much relevant, but it can also help us not dream so small, because a lot of times we dream small because we only can imagine our life based on what we've seen. And so our visions are limited by our current identity, our current circumstance. And oftentimes we'll write out goals that feel realistic, they feel really safe. And so these prompts that we have throughout
these sorry. I'm like, this is so profound what you just said. I was like, okay, we need to pause. We need to like make sure we got this. Bars. Okay. If you didn't get that, rewind 10 seconds. Okay. Sorry, keep going.
No, it's so true. We limit ourselves. We pick goals that feel realistic and safe. Yeah. Especially as women, like we're used to capping ourselves. We are used to limiting ourselves. We are used to that glass ceiling.
Yep.
And so AI can help us dream bigger. It can help challenge us to see possibilities that are outside of our current environment, our current conditioning, and our framing. So it can help us remove this ceiling. It can help us totally crumble it.
Yep. And so part of preparing for y'all's today, our dear listeners, we have a few prompts that we're going to share. And what we just talked about, we called it, AI can help. Vision expander. Okay. So this is going to be the prompt that Aubrey and I actually tried. But let's have a read at it and then discuss. So the vision expander prompt is, I want, and then insert your goal, but I'm thinking too small. Paint me a vision of what this could become if I removed all constraints. What's the 10x version? I mean, so good. Yep. Because this is not just surface research. Okay. So this is like, help me like really dig in. Assuming that you have played with AI, maybe you have some dreams, goals, maybe you have a business that you're trying to create. And so I'm thinking too small, meaning let me expand my vision, see bigger. Now, Aubrey, I don't know if you're ready to share, but when you tried that prompt, what did that look for you?
It was amazing. It painted this whole ecosystem of where my business could go. And initially, when I asked this prompt, I was thinking more about my coaching offers. And I mean, really, like, what am I offering this year to help my ideal client? And when I put this prompt in, it painted this picture of a whole ecosystem, and you should be on stages speaking at this event, and this is the book you're going to write. And it gave me, in a way, permission to think of the bigger picture and place myself as the central character of that life.
Okay. Tell me, how did that make you feel, to be honest? Because I'm here like clapping around because I'm like, yes, a book. Yes, please, on stage.
Yes. No, yeah. And of course, those are things that I've thought about.
Yeah.
But the way that it painted the picture for me was just like, yes, you are going to do this. And here's how. Here's how you'll get there.
Yes.
Wow. The how is not necessarily our responsibility to figure out. That's where the universe comes in. That's where trust in something bigger comes in. But that's also where AI can help push you.
100%. I love that. And so
what about you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That prompt, the goal, when it says insert goal, was how can I retire from my 9 to 5? That's my whole thing right now. This year with, X amount. I didn't put a specific amount. I said like, 3x, let's say, my, what I make my salary. And let me tell you, it went to town, just like yours. Basically, it's telling me that, okay, so I'm planning this event, right? This year. I'll tell you guys more maybe at a later time. But it says, okay, this event, you need to see this as not just a local thing. It can become a global movement. And I was like, okay. And then boom, 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 boom. It went and listed, how, where. And it's connecting my favorite things, like talking about neuroscience and this and that. It actually painted the picture. And imagine a prompt that's like, what, 2 lines long? This prompt helps you see really a big picture. And now I'm like, okay, you know what? I might need to like keep thinking of all these ideas and maybe put some pictures on my wall, have a vision board for that huge and expanded vision. So thank you, AI.
Thank you, AI. This next section ties in a lot with what we were just saying around limiting beliefs and how we can put ourselves in a metaphorical cage in our own lives, and we can hold ourselves back. And this one is AI as a pattern interrupter.
Yes.
So a lot of times we might be aware of our limiting beliefs, or we might not be. But we don't always know what to do about it. And so for me in the past, it's been really easy to stay stuck in this pattern of like figuring it out. But the reality is that I had a lot of fear inside holding me back. And AI has been a big help in recognizing those patterns. And it can also show us examples of people who have done what we want to do. People we might not have been exposed to yet, people who might have a similar backstory to us, who could be a teacher for us. Our teachers and our mentors are not just people who we know in our everyday life. Our teachers can be people from afar who we admire. And so AI as a pattern interrupter can help us get out of our own heads. So this prompt is, here's my goal. Describe where you want to go in life. Here's why I think it's hard or impossible. List beliefs. Challenge these beliefs. Show me evidence of people who have done this. What am I not seeing? So this is where you can drop your excuses into AI. You can say, I'm too old. I'm too young. I am behind. I started too late. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good looking enough. Whatever the tapes that we all have playing in our mind that are fake, that are not the truth, AI can help us be the ultimate truth seeker. What are your thoughts on that, Lydie, of just those limiting beliefs and how AI can help?
Oh man, this is so good. Limiting beliefs, I think, come from the second you were conceived. Okay. These are lies, but they're so rooted in you, and they're absolutely so difficult to get rid of. And so if anybody can use this prompt to help them, one, see what they are, to help them like get those out, I mean, this is a winner for sure. And this is a work that I personally I've been doing a little bit throughout my life without AI's help, but absolutely gold.
I think what I want to say about limiting beliefs is that there's no shame in having them. Everyone has them.
Yep.
And so it's like we are all special and we're not, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? There's some freedom that comes with that of we all have limiting beliefs, and AI can be a tool not just for productivity, but a tool to help us get out of our own way.
1000. Love that. So the next one is AI can help us with priming this reticular activating system, that RAS we talked about earlier. Because again, like we said earlier, we need to repeat things that we are trying to manifest, right, in our lives. A lot of people, they'll use visualization, but they do it just the one time, and then they're like, oh yeah, it didn't really work. Well, no, we need a system. So how AI can help us is it can help us obviously create a manifestation that is tailored to what we want, our goals, our dreams in life, right? So the prompt is my goal, and then describe your goal. Once again, create a daily morning prompt that primes my brain to notice opportunities toward this goal today. Make it specific, actionable, and under 2 minutes. I loved that one. I'm this person who very violently believe that you got to prime your day early. And people say, do it when you brush your teeth. I say, no, you do it before your big toe touches the floor. The end. That's my thing. Okay. So that's a personal thing. It's not for everybody. But imagine, so this prompt now, when I plugged it in, let me tell you, everybody, how it helped me. When I plugged this into AI, it gave me a whole thing. And I'm going to share just a little bit of it, but it says, every morning, read the following. I am Lydie Jean. I am 1 in 400 trillion miracle. And today I'm building something the world has never seen. And it went on. It went on. And it's good. And it told me, ask yourself these 3 questions. And before you look at your phone, say this and look at this and repeat this. Isn't that wonderful? To move the needle in your life is not easy. And manifestation is definitely a tool. Manifestation is not woo. And so now we're using AI to help us even more.
So good. Since I met you, I started doing that before getting out of bed too, because it's when you feel tired, it's really hard to, I found it's hard to go sit down and meditate after I wake up. But if I am lying in bed, there are things that I can do to prime my brain. Like you said, before your big toe hits the ground.
Yep.
There's opportunity there.
It's actually powerful. I probably got this from somewhere. The idea, I'm not going to claim this is my thing and nobody else does it, but I don't hear this often, but it is, I'm telling you, if you're struggling with, getting up, doing the thing, we are human, things happen. But if you help your brain right before you get up, man, it's magic, to be honest. So give it a try, guys. Let us know in the comments. If you try, let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys. So
good. So good. The next prompt is all about using AI as an evidence collector. So what we mean by that is as we go on this journey, whether that's an entrepreneurial path or you have a 9-to-5 and you're considering starting a business, or you're just exploring personal development, a lot of times we forget how far we've come. We are so hard on ourselves that we are completely blind to any progress that we've made. A lot of times we don't see the small wins that we've accomplished, and we give up before the good part because we think that nothing's working. And so using AI to help get us out of this pattern is really beneficial. So having AI help us track evidence that we are moving toward our goal, showing us what we can do every single day to build belief through data. So I'm going to read this prompt and then we'll talk about it. The prompt is, I'm working toward, insert your goal. Every week, I'll tell you what happened, track patterns, show me evidence I'm getting closer, even if it doesn't feel like it. Really, what we're talking about here is programming AI to be a cheerleader, to be one layer of support in your corner, something that can have your back, even though it's not a person, it's not human. We're not saying that. It is a tool that can be used to have your own back and to show you that you are actually making progress. We're really good at judging ourselves. We're really good at criticizing ourselves. We're really good at being mean to ourselves. AI can help mitigate that. It can help turn those beliefs around, because the reality is that we're doing more than we think we are. So once you've used this for a couple of weeks, AI will start to show you patterns that you might not have been able to see before. And I'll give you an example of this in my own life. So I have really been leaning on AI hard to be my personal trainer for fitness and to be my meditation coach. So in the mornings, after I've primed my brain, like Lydie was saying in bed, I I tell AI the workouts that I've done. I tell AI the meditations that I've done. It's very much my accountability check-in partner. Um, I also lean on AI to help decide which meditations I'm going to do, which workouts I'm going to do. AI knows the trainers that I like. AI knows the body that I want. Like it knows what I'm working toward. And so as I work on those things every single day and I come back to AI and check in and say, okay, day 5, I did it. I lifted weights when I didn't want to, or I did a 5-minute meditation using the mantra that AI gave me. It can very much be not just a pattern recognizer, but it can be a cheerleader. It can be something that's in your corner, encouraging you to keep going and collect evidence that you actually are on the path you're meant to be on, instead of the story we tell ourselves, which is, you're nothing, you'll never do da, 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 da. Lies, yeah. Lies and betrayals.
That's right. Might not like journaling, for example, like me. I find that difficult. I try, it's difficult, but using AI now, I can say, hey, what have I done in the past 6 weeks? Can you, and then when you read that report and you be like, oh, I thought I was a failure, but no, I did do X, Y, Z, so genius prompt. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay, our next prompt gets into, he's going to share the prompt with you all, but where this prompt came from was the idea of receivership. And this ties in with what we were just talking about around not having our own back, being extra critical of ourselves and that not being helpful.
Yep.
But receivership is the ability to accept abundance, accept success, to accept money. And it is a big block for a lot of us because we are loyal to our past. We're loyal to the patterns that we grew up with. Most of us believe that we can't receive, even on a subconscious level. We believe we can't receive because we don't feel we're worthy enough, or people don't get me. That puts a ceiling on our identity, and AI can help get us out of this.
Again, super important. The prompt, ladies and gents, is as follows. I struggle to believe I can insert the goal because insert the limiting identity. Help me rewire this identity. Show me who I need to become to receive this. What beliefs does that version of me hold? I mean, excellent, excellent. And you know what? So true what you said. Make the impossible feel inevitable with this prompt. We need to break those limiting money-making beliefs. Powerful. When I look at entrepreneurs, who have made it, they often talk about to work around receiving money. There's no going around it. I hope this tracks, but so yeah, that's why most people need to do that work, because again, feeling unworthy of receiving, of doing, who am I to do XYZ? So that's it. Mic drop. We can go home now. Just kidding.
It challenges us to think bigger.
Yep.
Who I am, the Atomic Habits, like I am the type of person who does X. I am this identity, so therefore these are the actions I take on a daily basis.
Love it.
So that's it. Manifestation isn't woo, it's neuroscience. AI just makes it systematic. What did you manifest? Let us know in the comments.
Absolutely. And if you're still here, you're clearly our kind of people. So we do not take that for granted. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to stay connected with us, and send this to a friend who's maybe also ready to level up with us.